Crosses wood carving. It's been a little while and I'm still trying to get to know how to use my camera a little bit better, but that's going to come pretty soon. In this next part, in just a minute, we're going to explain to you the tools that we're going to be using. And if you don't have these tools, then you can just kind of make do with what you have. Thank you. Okay, how are y'all doing today? This is just a reminder of what we're going to be carving. A little Santa Claus ornament. Makes a good looking ornament to hang on your tree. And here's what we're going to be using to carve it out of. If you remember from the last session, here's my block, my triangular shaped block cut from a piece of 2 inch by 2 inch, ripped down the middle. And here's where I've already done some layout, and I'm put 2 marks on here, and basically this is the bottom of the nose. This is the bottom of the well, actually it's the center of the brow of the eye, and we're going to start carving right here. Now we'll be talking about tools we're going to use as we go along. You can see I've got a regular carving knife. This happens to be a Denny, and you can cut these with a carving knife, or you could also cut them with a V-tool. If you look at this, you can see that this is a flex cut V-tool. It's a wide 1/2 inch angled V-tool, and I like to use them a lot of times to cut. And I'll demonstrate both right here while we're doing this. Okay, what I want to do is I want to come straight across, and I do recommend, by the way, that you wear a carving glove when you do this. I don't sometimes, and I probably should. I'm going to just kind of cut that around here, like so. Cut him around here like so. And I want to try to get about 1/4 inch, maybe just a little bit less in here. And this is going to be how much the nose is going to hang off the face. The deeper you go here, the more the nose is going to hang off the face. Now, kind of got about what I want, and I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to start just easing this back, because all this material will eventually be removed. I'm kind of coming around the corner, almost kind of rounding that up right there, as you can see. A little bit difficult. I've never carved upside down like this before, so bear with me. Make a little cut there. Just make it a little bit deeper. Okay. That's looking good. You can see the nose is going to be hanging off just a little bit right there. I'm also going to, at this time, just kind of knock the point off, and the reason why I'm going to do this is so that I can establish a center line, which I always do. Turn it around. Just going to knock a little bit off right there and get me a center line. Okay, had to go get a pencil, and we'll make me a center line. And this is going to be used to lay out the face as we go along. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this line up here, which is the brow line. And this time I'll use a knife. Just, you want to keep it parallel, 90 degrees to your line running up and down as you do it. Just kind of cut it like this. And then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to drop back. I don't come all the way into the nose. Drop back about 1/8 inch and start cutting it down. A bit more here. Get a little more out of there. And what I want to do with this is I want to cut it deep enough so that you can see this is where the end of the nose is going to be. That's how much it's going to be sticking off the face. Well, I want this line to be behind that a little bit. On a human it usually is, so cut a little bit more. And I want to look at it from this angle to make sure that I'm straight across here and I'm not tilted one way or the other with that nose. See if I can get it on the camera here. You can kind of see it there. You can look at it and tell whether you're keeping it flat. Okay. Now I need to go just a little bit deeper. I'm almost there. Almost there. Get it even. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to make sure I keep my center line right here. Draw my center line back in there, like so. Okay, that's not bad. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to locate the edge of my nose. Now on a Santa Claus, I usually make it pretty big on this side Santa Claus. I'll probably come out here about 1/4 of an inch. And then for the other side, usually I have my dividers here, but I don't right now. So what I will do is I'll just take my pencil and put the point of it right out there and hold my finger where the center of it is. Turn the piece around, put my finger back to the center and mark it that way. And just get me a line. This is going to be basically the outside. I guess hope you can see this. It's going to be the outside of my nose here and right here. Okay? That's looking pretty good. Let's see. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take another chisel, and what this is, it's a little Rammelson tool. It's about a number 7, about 5/16. And I'm going to use this to make this nose. First thing I'm going to do, and here's the bottom of my nose, I'm going to take this chisel and I'm going to come in right here. Going to start back kind of where I did there. You need to make sure you got your center line, that your tool is centered on that line. And I'm going to start coming over, around, and down. And by the time I get back to where it is, I want to be straight up and down. I'm going to push it in. And what this is doing is this is rounding the end of the nose. Then I'm going to come back here and just kind of take out a little bit of what I just did there. So you expose, let me get where I can do it here, the end of that nose. Okay, let me see that. See, it's kind of rounding that nose off right there. Okay. Then I'm going to take the same tool. Now you notice this time it came in like this. Now I'm going to turn it around this way. I'm going to stick it right in this little slot where the nose is, and I'm going to cut, and I'm going to come around and come back to that line I made out here. Okay? You can do that again, cut it pretty deep. And I'm going to do the same thing. Well, it's hard doing this upside down, excuse me. Same thing on this side right here. And it's important that you come back in the same place on each side, not that you're slanted up or slanted down. Now you can slant that up a little bit if you want to. On a Santa Claus I usually keep that pretty straight across. Then I'm going to come back and take a little bit of that out right there. And a little bit of this out here. We'll take out more later. But this is enough for right now. Okay? Let me get it a little bit where I can see here. Alright. Now then, look at it here just a minute. So I can see what I've got here. Y'all excuse me, I realize you're looking at this upside down, but I need to fix this a little bit. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take a little bit more out of right here, just to the bottom of that where I can see it a little better. I'm going to come around the side because here in a minute we're going to be doing that. Okay. Just gives me a little more where I can see it. Okay. Now, and this is the next part. I'm going to have to scoot around where y'all can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Let me zoom in just a little bit maybe. Alright, here we go. Okay.